SpaceX's Starship Flight 7 test flight will look similar to its last two launches, but exactly when it will lift off is still unclear. SpaceX's next Starship mega rocket now has a license to fly. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, on Tuesday, December 17, issued a launch license for SpaceX's upcoming Starship Flight 7 test flight, clearing the way for the company's next launch of the world's largest rocket from South Texas. The launch license comes on the heels of several Starship engine tests by SpaceX to check the flight readiness of its seventh ship spacecraft and Super Heavy rocket booster. The FAA continues to increase efficiencies in our licensing determination activities to meet the needs of the commercial space transportation industry, Kelvin B. Coleman, FAA Associate Administrator for Commercial Space Transportation, said in a statement. This license modification that we are issuing is well ahead of the Starship Flight 7 launch date and is another example of the FAA's commitment to enable safe space transportation. SpaceX has not yet set a target date for its Flight 7 Starship launch test from its Starbase facility near Boca Chica Beach, but with about 2 weeks remaining in the year, a potential flight in early or mid-January 2025 may be the most likely. Officials with Cameron County, Texas, a region that includes Starbase, have not issued any road closures for the remainder of December. Such road closure notices typically accompany imminent Starship launch tests by SpaceX. As its name suggests, Flight 7 will be SpaceX's seventh major test launch of its Starship megarocket. The company has performed a series of short static-fire engine tests with the Starship upper stage vehicle and the Super Heavy booster, but they have not yet been stacked atop one another for flight. When fully assembled, the 6-engine Starship spacecraft and 33-engine Super Heavy booster stand nearly 400 feet, 122 meters, making it the world's tallest and most powerful rocket. SpaceX successfully caught its Flight 5 Super Heavy booster with the giant metal chopsticks at the Starbase launch pad this past October. During the Flight 6 test flight in November, SpaceX skipped the booster catch due to a sensor issue, but successfully soft-landed its Starship vehicle in the Indian Ocean, capturing stunning video of the splashdown. The Starship Flight 7 test is expected to recreate that ship landing in the ocean, while also making another attempt at catching the Super Heavy booster. The Flight 7 mission profile involves launch of the combined Starship Super Heavy vehicle from Boca Chica, Texas, a return to the launch site of the Super Heavy booster rocket for a catch attempt by the launch tower, and a water landing of the Starship vehicle in the Indian Ocean west of Australia, FAA officials wrote in the license update. SpaceX has designed Starship and Super Heavy to serve as a fully reusable heavy lift system for launching massive payloads into orbit or on trips to the Moon, Mars, or beyond. The company has launched 6 Starship test flights since April 2023. NASA has picked the Starship vehicle to land its Artemis 3 astronauts on the Moon in 2027, and SpaceX has already sold at least 2 flights on Starship to private customers, including American billionaire Jared Isaacman. Isaacman booked the first crewed flight on a Starship spacecraft as part of his Polaris program of 3 SpaceX flights, the first of which launched in September of this year and included the world's first private spacewalk. Isaacman also bankrolled SpaceX's 2021 Inspiration 4 private spaceflight and has been tapped by President-elect Donald Trump to serve as NASA administrator if confirmed next year. SpaceX hopes to scale up its Starship launch test campaign in 2025 with up to 24 test flights. The company has said it would take at least 8 Starship launches, and maybe more, to fuel a single ship vehicle to reach the Moon, and new in-space refueling technology will be needed. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk first unveiled the concept for what would become Starship in 2016. Earlier this year, Musk said SpaceX is hoping to launch its first Starship to Mars in 2026. SpaceX test fires Starship spacecraft. Again ahead of Flight 7 launch. SpaceX has conducted another critical test in preparation for the much-anticipated launch of its 7th Starship megarocket, Flight 7. This recent test, performed at SpaceX's Starbase facility in South Texas, focused on an essential in-space maneuver, showcasing the ongoing refinement of the Starship system. The test is a significant step forward in the development of a fully reusable space transportation system designed for missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. A focus on in-space performance. On Sunday, December 15th, SpaceX test-fired all 6 of the Raptor engines in the upper stage of the Starship Flight 7 spacecraft. The engines were ignited for approximately 10 seconds on a test stand, allowing engineers to simulate flight-like conditions. SpaceX shared the successful outcome of this pre-launch test via a post on X, formerly Twitter. Later that day, highlighting its commitment to ensuring the spacecraft's readiness for the challenges of spaceflight. In a follow-up test revealed on December 17th, SpaceX conducted another static fire, this time focusing on a single-engine ignition. This trial, described by the company as a flight-like startup for an in-space burn, lasted nearly 2 minutes. The test is an essential simulation of how the Starship's upper stage will perform engine burns while in orbit, a critical capability for missions involving orbital adjustments, planetary transfers, or interplanetary travel. Comprehensive testing of Super Heavy booster. In addition to testing the upper stage of the Flight 7 Starship, SpaceX has also carried out static fire tests on the rocket's Super Heavy first stage booster. This colossal booster is equipped with 33 Raptor engines, making it the most powerful rocket stage ever constructed. A recent static fire of all 33 engines demonstrated the booster's capability to deliver the immense thrust required for Starship to reach orbit. These tests are part of SpaceX's rigorous approach to pre-launch preparations. By verifying the functionality of both the upper and lower stages independently, the company ensures that each component is optimized before they are integrated for flight. Starship, the future of space exploration. The Starship system represents the pinnacle of SpaceX's rocket technology. Constructed from stainless steel and designed for full reusability, the vehicle stands approximately 400 feet, 122 meters, tall when stacked, making it the largest and most powerful rocket ever built. Its reusability is a game-changer for space exploration, potentially lowering costs and enabling more frequent and ambitious missions. SpaceX envisions Starship as a multi-purpose spacecraft capable of a wide range of missions. These include deploying satellites, such as completing the assembly of SpaceX's Starlink broadband mega constellation, conducting cargo and crewed missions to the Moon and Mars, and even facilitating interplanetary exploration. The spacecraft's immense payload capacity and versatility make it a cornerstone of SpaceX's long-term vision for humanity's expansion into space. Progress through flight tests. Since its maiden flight in April 2023, Starship has launched on 6 test missions, with the most recent flights occurring in November 2023 and earlier this year. These tests have demonstrated significant progress, particularly in the vehicle's ability to achieve orbit and safely return to Earth. During the last 3 test flights, both the upper and lower stages of Starship reached space and successfully navigated their way back through Earth's atmosphere. This represents a remarkable achievement in the development of a fully reusable rocket system. While the test flights were not without challenges, each mission provided valuable data that SpaceX has used to refine and improve the system. Preparing for Flight 7. The upcoming Flight 7 mission is expected to further build on the successes of previous tests. SpaceX plans to conduct another ambitious flight profile, which will likely involve launching the Starship Super Heavy stack from Starbase, separating the 2 stages in orbit, and attempting a recovery of both components. One of the key objectives of Flight 7 will be to validate the system's ability to perform complex in-space maneuvers, including precise engine burns. These capabilities are critical for future missions to destinations such as the Moon and Mars, where spacecraft will need to execute orbital insertions and landings with pinpoint accuracy. Flight 7 will also likely involve another attempt to catch the Super Heavy booster upon its return to the launch site, a highly innovative technique that SpaceX has been refining. The booster catch system, which uses giant robotic chopsticks on the launch tower, aims to make the rocket's first stage fully reusable, further reducing the cost of access to space. Looking ahead, the successful completion of these tests moves SpaceX closer to achieving its ambitious goals for the Starship program. The vehicle's potential for lunar missions has already been recognized by NASA, which has selected Starship as the lunar lander for its Artemis 3 mission in 2027. Beyond lunar exploration, Starship is central to SpaceX's vision of enabling human settlement on Mars, a long-term goal championed by company founder Elon Musk. Moreover, the commercial potential of Starship is evident. SpaceX has already secured contracts for private missions aboard the spacecraft, including those led by billionaire Jared Isaacman as part of his Polaris program. These missions promise to open new frontiers in commercial space exploration, from private space flights to scientific research and tourism. Conclusion: the recent static fire tests of the Starship upper stage and Super Heavy booster underscore SpaceX's methodical approach to developing the world's most advanced rocket system. With each test, the company moves closer to realizing its vision of a fully reusable spacecraft capable of supporting humanity's expansion into the solar system. As SpaceX prepares for the Flight 7 test, the global space community watches with anticipation. Whether the focus is on lunar exploration, Mars colonization, or commercial missions, the Starship program represents a bold step forward in the future of space exploration. Through its ambitious goals and relentless innovation, SpaceX continues to inspire the world with the possibilities of what lies beyond our planet.